Hello, you can call me Castle. I am the Dungeon Master, and I welcome you back to the Beastlands. Thank you for watching my legacy unfold. I realize that the audio quality in the first several episodes was kind of rough, and we thank you for putting up with us. We are constantly striving to improve your viewing experience. The new sessions will be split into less than half-hour episodes, posted Monday through Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard or 7 p.m. Eastern. Also, be sure to check out the Dirk and Dirtle podcast, which is uploaded at their whim once a week. If you enjoy our show and want to help support us, please drop a like, but more importantly, share us with the world. Check out our Call of the Beastlands social media pages. Links in the description.
Very well.
All right. In our last episode, we had come from a place with a portal and a very mean guy who wouldn't be impressed with Dirk's antics at all. So, we finally ended up traveling up on this ice mountain here and came across a couple of owlbears. Well, we took their eggs first, then they came to find their young, and we're like, and then we killed them. Only to discover after our wonderful breakfast of owlbear and owlbear eggs, we were attacked by a young Remoraz, which was very frightening in the first bit of it. I thought we were going to die. Luckily, no one died. And then we went into the city, where we found a much more impressive Remoraz. And everybody shot at it, except Dirtle, who was unconscious, and then he died.
Oh, downplay his heroics here. He went above and beyond to lure the thing out from underground. He was unfortunately the first targeted by its wrath after the bait was eaten. So, but the party was unaware of his fate as they fought it, him having been eaten while inside a building.
Very sad. A pity.
Sorry?
A pity what happened to Dirtle.
Yep. So, I was going to fast forward about a week.
What happened to Billy?
Billy?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you said
Billy's
you
still here.
Okay. I just wanted to know.
I was
He got-
say I hired him.
He got thrown and he broke several bones. But he's alive and he is in recovery.
This might be rude to ask, but how do we handle all of Dirtle's possessions?
Well, most of them are not intact. But I believe that Dirtle was going to address that. I mean, Dirk, not Dirtle, he's dead.
He had an indestructible letter, his will. Should I die?
Well, he did have a will, but it wasn't on him. It was on Dirk. The townspeople, what's left of them, came together and started with some rebuilding. But one billy goat, whose name is Bill, last name Everett, Bill E. Goat, starts putting together a very well done sculpture of Dirtle, the hero of the town. You guys are taking up kind of a position of honor among the people here. A lot of them look at you with almost a form of worship. But anyway, this craftsman in the 1 week throws together an exceptional sculpture that is about twice as big as Dirtle was himself. And the town prepares for a funeral. The local custom is stone cairns, a burial, and then pile large stones in a pile above the grave. But I'll let Dirk take it from here.
Did you switch the picture yet?
Oh, hey, Jacob, could you put that on?
I forgot my mic was off. Ta-da!
It's like, well,
Did we lose him too?
Dang it! These were their asses.
So cut out for a second. What I missed?
It's up.
Yeah.
Okay.
The town gathers before the cairn. Dirk, dressed in black, before his brother's grave. It begins to rain. Snow. Sorry, it begins to snow.
So Dirk just goes up in front of everybody. Like,
Thank you. Thank you for being here. Means a lot. I've got the last testimony in Wheel of Dirtle, which I'll read after I talk. I prepared a little speech.
he grabs a little tiny scroll out of his pocket, and it rolls out like 50 feet.
Really thin paper.
I only write 2 words per line, so this is actually pretty short. It's just really long. I don't know why I'm explaining that. But anyway,
And he starts to read off the piece of paper.
a better goblin never existed. He got the second highest score from Goblin Academy of Gigglesforth. He blew up half a town and framed many children. He helped my...
It was seized with
Wait, what?
symbols from the crowd.
Oh.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
He helped me find my coupon from that really nice copper dragon that we discussed that one time. We got a discounted salmon that evening because I thought I lost it, but it was stuck on my tail. But, I looked up to him. Sure, some of the things he didn't really make much sense to us. But, kind of like having a bear plow me into a table. Still trying to figure out that one. But he was always thinking of a plan to solve the situation. He was a really perceptive goblin, I knew. I kept the watchful eye, even when his right eye wasn't looking correct half the time, along with his left. In fact, I'm pretty sure he never saw straight in the first place. Turtle was not afraid to set off a trap, or be the trap. He made sure he made himself a target, so everyone would be okay. He almost died every time. Well, Except for the last one, he did. But that's beside the point. A week ago, Dirtle turned 29. It was both of our birthdays. We hadn't said anything yet because we were going to celebrate after we won against the Beast. But I remember meeting him for the first time. He had blood in his mouth along with my tail.
And Dirt shows off his tail that's missing.
He mistook it for a nibby. He wanted milk. But he was my shadow, and I his. I couldn't have asked for a better partner and brother. He was my best friend. The hat was all that remained, and some gold and such. But I found my gift from him. It was similar to the little wooden chess piece that we had found. That had my name on it, but it was just a little bit bigger. But instead it said Dirtle on the back of it. It had Happy Birthday Dirk. He may have had a pass without us knowing the details, but that will never stop us being the best brothers around these lands. I love you, and I wish you all the blessings of the world. Love, Dirtle. Rest well, brother. I will miss you, and I love you with all my heart. Thank you.
And then he sits down.
Would anyone else like to say some words?
I'll step up. I didn't know Dirtle for that long. We happened about to meet each other and the rest of the party in this small town called Noob's Luck. From there, really just spiraled into more of a friendship. He was courageous. One of the first things I saw him do was act as bait in order to draw out some fierce chupacabras. He was always one of the first to take action, and one of the last to give up on something. He'd mostly have your back. Again, he couldn't quite see straight, as Dirk said, so don't know why he wanted to become an archer, but that's besides the point. He was a great companion. Truly, his presence would be missed. May Thor accept him as one of the brothers in Valhalla. I sit down.
Snow settles in for a few moments as the gathering has a moment of silence. The crisp, cool air, seemingly uncaring to the woes party. But the townsfolk all bring offerings and start setting them around the grave. Bits of food and incense, things of that nature. Not so much flowers, it's kind of out of season, but still tasteful nonetheless. And the crowd starts dispersing. So, Would you guys like to talk amongst yourselves? Or what would you like to do?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the will and testimony.
Ah, indeed.
Hold on, it's in my pack.
Dirk vigorously goes around inside his backpack.
Okay. All right. This is the will and testimony of one Dirtle. I gave it to Dirk because, well, he's useful for carrying things. What? Oh, okay. So to Lesk, I give a gift from my hat. Okay.
He checks the hat that's on the grave nearby.
Oh. Here is a rabbit foot bone. May it bring you better luck than the rabbit.
This wasn't a rabbit footbone, was it? Oh god, I sure hope it wasn't. Are there normal rabbits in this world? Like,
I would assume so.
or is this just like the footbone of a burrowing? You know, someone from like Noob's Luck.
I mean,
I guess that's just.
we were down in the crypts with all those bones.
It is much too small to be a rabbit folk or a burrowling,
Ah, okay.
but there are, in fact, normal sized and giant sized rabbits.
Okay. And, well, the next part, I give Ascites a part of his horse.
And there's like a chunk of meat that's in a special little sack that Dirk carried around. We basically just traded the stuff we were gonna give the other people if we died. So I've got like rotten horse meat that I just give to Ascites.
Thanks.
And then, Todier. We found this wrapping. It looks like bandages of some sort. It can wrap around your arms. If you need it.
I'll put them on.
All right. And then, well, it says I basically get the rest, whatever's left. But I'll be more willing to split. I'm not really selfish.
Well, in truth, most of the contents of Dirtle's backpack in person are decayed somewhat, including the rabbit's foot and the horse meat, but it was already pretty rancid. Magical items on his person are unaffected. And he does have a pretty good stack of coin that he's been lugging around. Let me just pull up his character sheet. We'll take a peek.
He always did seem to have near infinite coin.
He made quite a bit of money in the beginning. However, I do not. I wonder if he kept it written down on something because
Oh,
I know he had platinum, but I'm showing that he only had gold.
He may have not written it down.
I mean, he better have. Hmm. Shoot him a text and see if he knows.
Okay.
But anyway, he's got a good amount of coin. And he's got, let's see, things that have survived. Dagger, javelin, the quiver and arrows probably would have got fucked up. See, Dirk's will is in tatters. His clothes, disguise kit, backpack, bedroll, mess kit, tinderbox. Hey, the mess kit's probably intact. So is the tinderbox. See, he had potions of healing. Yes. The potions of healing, he's got a 5-pack of. The bracers of archery.
Well, I'll
And
go.
the ring of mount summoning. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was saying I'll go for the bracers of archery.
Yep.
If we're going to divide what he has among the rest of us, I suppose I wouldn't mind the ring of mount summoning.
I don't need no weapons.
Well, there is one other thing besides the potions of healing. There's a magical lock that he kept on his person. The lock of trickery.
I remember that can't be picked.
It's very, very difficult to pick.
Well, it's definitely useful to keep a keep locked or something important.
Yeah, that's what I was already thinking, but I'm looking it up to see what it is. Is there a key?
I don't know if it even opens up for the person who locked it.
That's why I'm like, if I can't open it, then it's not a good idea. I'll take it, but I'm not gonna put it on something until I know how to use it.
We can always seal a bad guy away forever.
Yeah, that's a point.
As a lock.
I use my scythe to stab a hole through the dragon's jaw and lock it shut.
Good shit. Oh, this you son of a bitch.
Is the ring of mount summoning just a ring with fine steed on it?
Yeah, but it specifically summons one steed. It is a elk that is made of vines. A plant instead of a beast.
Gotcha.
Well, now that you greedy little adventure done living unmanned toward.
It does make me feel bad.
It was in his will. don't think it's a bad thing if it's in his will.
He willed it.
He did.
He did will it.
So, the community here is welcoming you with open arms, and the group is more than willing to take advantage of anything they need, anything that can be fulfilled by these simple mountain folk. The town right now is primarily, or has been primarily, a quarry town. They cut blocks of stone into various sizes and ship it down the mountain a few times a year. However, many other craftsmen and, everybody has been slain. Although there is a bare bones workforce here.
How close are we to the Todier's fortress? What was it? The Iron something?
Living Ironwood.
Living Ironwood Forest.
You are currently only a couple of days away.
We could possibly offer the folks here to live and kind of maintain the Living Ironwood Fortress. Be a lot easier than trying to rebuild an entire village.
Or
And
to
we have
come and build the village into or around the fortress.
mm-hmm.
So that the fortress is actually guarding something. But we should. I want to know what's there before I make we make a lot of plans. Because if it's desolate, cursed, awful land, then nothing's gonna work there really. It's got to be growable, or at least like profitable in some way.
You then eventually see Dirk carrying a wooden plank that's like just 4 inches long, going, "I'm helping."
Can I ask around to the locals and see if anybody knows anything about the place? Like, if there's monster stories or anything like that?
There, of course, is. You start asking around to some of the inhabitants, and they, of course, tell you what they know. But first, we're going to go to our break.
All right. How long?
We'll come back in an hour.
On the what?
Sorry. And I have
half hour.
Oh.
Okay.
All right. 45. Got it.
So, are you doing math right now, Les? So,
Oh, did you hear? Yeah, I realized that we hadn't actually split up some of the loot. Like, I don't know if anybody has that spear of mistletoe that we got from Baldur's Trial, or if we gave that over to Duskin. That was a while ago. I know we gave,
I think you guys kept that on you.
yeah, I know we gave the honey pot.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing we gave Duskin.
Yeah, somebody's got the mistletoe, but I don't think it was me.
So we should probably take some time and make sure that everybody knows what they have.
Didn't Dirtle have
Anybody,
the javelin, and now it's kind of party treasure?
He had a javelin on him.
I'm pretty sure that was.
They didn't have us here written down. I don't think it got split. It must have been in somebody's
Yeah.
black bag of holding or whatever.
Okay. So. Calvin,
Yes.
you will be getting, since you're taking, what was Ethan's part of the share? 5,000 gold, 12 silver, and 8 copper.
Okay.
And everybody else gets 2,500 gold, 6 silver pieces, and 4 copper.
I'm going to give 1,000 to the thiefling.
Excellent.
You know, that's a very well off tiefling. He's getting paid quite well.
Well, I need his services, and he better do a good job if he wants to continue to keep getting paid.
Indeed. Indeed. So
Hire me. Hire me. I'll work for that much.
what I'm hearing is, though, that you guys have a mountain of gold.
Huh?
What I'm hearing is that you guys have a mountain of gold.
We've quite a bit, I would say, yeah. Because we also have
So
all of the Hydra stuff, and we just got the Remora's stuff to sell.
check this out. Coins are a pound.
Sorry, you cut out like throughout the entire thing.
Sorry. I don't know how to fix that. Do you know how many coins are in a pound?
No.
250 gold is about 20 pounds, I think.
Coin in D&D weighs an ounce, so 50 coins weighs a pound.
But gold is denser than copper.
Yeah, but in this instance, it means a smaller coin.
That's a lot of weight.
But isn't a lot of this in gemstones and stuff too?
Yes, this is a lot of
Yes.
jewelry and gems.
That is exactly why it doesn't weigh
As much as gold.
40 pounds per 2,000 gold.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We wouldn't be moving very quickly anywhere.
Yeah, for sure. So, anyway, even though a lot of this is be a little. Now, who among you has a bag of holding?
I do.
Excellent. Would to start storing in it?
What? You cut out.
Damn the connection! I swear to God.
All I heard was storing.
Would you?
That's the only thing I heard.
Yeah. Would you like to store some stuff in it?
Sure.
Does he find things missing?
I mean, no,
Okay. I
nothing
thought you
like
were
that. What am I, a monster? So, Cites, could you please give me a intelligence check?
No, I cannot. I don't have my laptop. I'm strictly audio.
Oh, well, I guess I could do it.
Somebody will have to roll for me and everything else because I'm totally dead. I don't have my character sheet on my laptop, so.
So you got this bag of holding. Do you remember where you got it from?
Yeah, from the little guy I did my contact in Salmon's Run, my criminal contact.
Yeah, yeah. You rescued his nephew.
Yeah.
Yep. So you're like getting ready to stuff some things in here, and you notice that no matter how much stuff you put in it, it weighs the same. And you're like, well, I put my arm in there and I felt around, but, well, screw it. And you dump its contents and turn it inside out. And out pours several fist-sized sapphires.
Everything transmogrified or something?
Negative. They were in there before.
Oh.
Yeah. It's an extra dimensional space, so putting your arm there and feeling around is like it's at the bottom of a room, you know. So when you use a bag of holding, reach your arm in and you envision the thing that you're trying to pull out, and it goes to your hand. If it's in it, you actually have to turn it inside out to find out.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, yeah, these big size sparkling pop out, and you estimate that each one cost at least 1,000 gold.
Anybody
So-
want to still fire?
Dirk just walks up and goes and just holds out his hand.
How many are there?
Ooh, shiny. There's 5 of them.
One for each.
I'll let Dirk smell it.
It doesn't smell that great, really.
Mm.
Yeah. Smell almost salty.
No, does anybody want a sapphire? You can have one.
I suppose I shall take one.
Right, I'm not going to turn that down.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Todier, you're going around town and you're asking about the fortress. And you pointed towards the oldest surviving member of this particular clan of goat folk. His name is Nan. And he is mostly blind. But he was the record keeper, and he might have some information. Well, he probably will, considering how close it is. It should be tied with the history of the town.
Okay, well, I'd like to ask him about the fortress and the dragon. And see if he knows anything about the dragon as well.
Yeah. Okay. So which one do you want to do first?
The fortress.
So Nan goes up to a bookshelf and he rifles through some old tomes, dusty as hell. And he pulls one out and he says, "This is the history as written by my ancestors of the region. The fortress, you see, has been there
for eons. It's said to be almost as old as the planet itself. Once upon a time, and he flips open the book, there was a race of people that lived in the forests known as elves. This was one of popular hangouts, it would seem, the purposes of which are long forgotten. However, after they were gone, darkness infected the tree. Black vines covered in thorns started sprouting out, covering the walls of the fortress, devouring any creature that was fish enough to get close. The plants in the area are hostile, and here is the most recent entry from the scouts. It's a group of trolls that wanted to lair inside, and well, have you ever seen a troll?
I can't say that I have.
We fought two of them.
Did we?
Yeah, big lumbering brutes. They regenerate. Anyway, they're pretty fearless. They don't good concept of life and death because of their regeneration. But our scouts witnessed two of the trolls being dragged by the plants into the den, and the others screaming and fleeing in horror. And it says that the trolls were somehow puppeted by the vines and are now current defenders of the fortress, along with the plants themselves.
Is there like a post? I don't know what to call it. Post office? But can I send a letter back to Salmon's Run to the druid that I met there?
Well, the general store got wrecked, but you can leave a letter with me if you like. There should be a caravan coming in a couple of weeks to pick up our goods and trade and drop off supplies. We need to put in a new order for them to help with the rebuilding.
Okay, I'd like to send a letter back to Salmon's Run telling the druid of the living thorn vines and ask if he knows anything about that, if there's any curse associated with it that he knows of or anything like that. And then I would also like to send a letter back to my monastery with 1,500 gold. And telling them that of my adventures and that I'm the proud owner of.
I'm sorry. Did you just say you were going to send a letter that weighs 35 pounds?
Well, I was going to put the gem, the 1,000 gold value sapphire I just got, and then probably one of the rubies.
Okay. Just a little pouch then. Cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, gems are awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, and then telling them about the fortress and that I will send word once I know more of the details.
Excellent. So, my only question is, what druid are you talking about?
The one that I met farming at Salmon's Run.
Oh, yeah. The the wheat specialist.
The farming specialist. I assume he does more than just wheat.
It's true. Yeah, you are correct. He's
So-
an agricultural specialist.
Yeah, so if anybody's gonna know what kind of plant this is, or if it's a curse face, I figure he might at least. He can probably tell me it's a curse.
Agreed.
I don't know
That's
what
not
it
a bad-
is.
It's not a bad idea. So the only other obvious problem is that it'll take weeks for a reply to come back. So the caravan that's supposed to be dropping and trading off supplies will arrive in about 2 weeks, and it'll go straight back, which is only
That's
for
still-
them like a week's travel.
Exactly. So-
But then the next caravan coming back isn't going to come back immediately.
yeah.
No, it probably will actually, considering the order. Yeah, okay. You got about 3 weeks for a reply.
Okay. I mean, can we get the response sent to us, like our current location, or do we have to wait here?
It'll probably have to wait until we get back into the town, or if we just wait in the town, because I don't honestly see going against any trolls unless we're a little more better equipped for such a showdown.
I know I missed the beginning of the session, and you all may already discuss this or whatever, but what did you think about the idea about building the shrine and making that kind of like a home base and asylum for wayward possums and so forth? Did anybody read what I put on Facebook? I guess is what I'm trying to ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you like to like reread it for the channel?
Well, I would, but I don't have my laptop.
Fair.
It's on the pregame banter.
Yeah, I got it right here.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can just copy it into Discord, since that's what you're currently using.
That was my post-combat challenge to whatever was left, and the remores as well. Which I'm assuming the plural would have an I instead of an A. That's why I spelled it with an I, but I don't know. I don't know what the plural of that is. Remores just sounds wrong. Remori or something? I don't know.
Remoraz.
Remorazini? I don't know.
It's just as both ways. I mean, look, there's a flock of remoras or a herd of
Yeah. Yeah, it's like elk. You don't say elks. It's just, look, there's a herd of elk. Anyway, I posted that in general if you would like to.
Okay. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. After much contemplation over the sacrifice of one of the most annoying possums I ever knew, I, Ascites of the Port of Kings, of the land of Oaxaca, of the Beastlands, do hereby declare this hallowed ground, its crumbled buildings, farms, resources, and assets are hereby property of the Remorhas slayers of the mountains. This town shall be rebuilt, renamed, and resume a life of prosperity in all that annoys other species. The town shall be called Dirtle's Rest, and it will be open for adventurers and travelers alike. Settlers are encouraged to move here and live a peaceful life. The government, by due fact of deliverance, shall be comprised of the council of the Remorhas slayers, Whoops, sorry, hit the wrong button. Now I lost my place. I was
Each
sending through
region.
it. Okay, yeah. Each regent of the council shall have equal say in the governing of the town and its treaties with other cities and lands. The buildings wherein the brave and confusing Dirtle was consumed shall be rebuilt and renamed the Shrine of Dirtle, a small museum and library of all his accomplishments that didn't result in unnecessary loss of life and property will be named in his honor. Any challengers, oppositions, or grievances against said restructuring of the town and the new government shall be settled by an archery duel at 80 feet. Rest assured, our arrows are deadly. As proof, I offer the head of the two Remoras. Note the indentation between the eye sockets where the killing blows were struck. We pledge to defend Dirtle's Rest from all underground and burrowing creatures that ate the wrong possum. Not sure why it didn't get sick in the first place, but I digress. The Board of Regents shall be Dirk, Lesk, Ascites, and Todier. And our Sergeant at Arms is the Tiefling, the red guy over there, and he points at the Tiefling.
You waves.
We will rebuild. We will remember. We will rock you. I, Ascites of the Port of Kings, of the land of Oaxaca, of the Beastlands, regent of Dirtle's Rest, have spoken. Any challengers? I'll be at the archery field waiting. That's it.
There is applause. I can't do an applause myself, but you get the point.
Thank you. I'll be here all week. Or the next 3 weeks, whichever.
It's like, we're going to have to add an archery range to the remodel. So, Turtles Rest. Cool. Are you guys going to help fund this then?
We're gonna help build it.
In a limited sense, yes. As best we can.
Awesome.
I don't know, Castle. How much does a freaking building cost?
Quite a bit.
Just a second, and I will tell you.
If I remember correctly, like a castle was like 250,000 gold.
Yeah, but if it's an elven castle, it's worth more than that.
Oh.
I can sell my dead horse legs. I just want to know one thing. Who came up with that? Whose idea was that?
It's in the Dungeon Master's Guide, and I don't actually have that bot on here. Duskin, could you please look that up for me?
Yeah. Hold on.
There's a table that shows every kind of building and how much it costs.
Yeah.
So whose idea was it? I'm getting the dead horse's leg. I want to send you a Christmas present. Whoever came up with that.
That was actually Dirtle in real life.
Oh, but I'm definitely going to send him a Christmas present. That's for sure.
Do you know about what chapter that would be in?
Wouldn't that be under?
I would say that's in downtime activities or something. Yeah, here it is. Building a stronghold. Okay, so we got an abbey that's like 500,000 gold. Guild hall 5,000. Wait, guild hall, town or city 5,000. Okay, a small keep or castle would be 50,000 gold. Noble estate with manor, 25,000. Outpost or fort, 15,000. Palace or large castle, 500,000. That was 250 off. Temple is 50,000. Tower fortified is 15,000. And to be honest, I'd rather go with fortified towers myself. And a trading post is about 5,000. So overall, we're looking well over $1 million gold.
Do we have the layout of the buildings in the town and what was actually there that got destroyed and what's salvageable? Like what lumber could be harvested and rebuilt to rebuild the existing buildings instead of building new construction?
Well, there is a good amount of stone to be used into cobblestone or even salvaged for buildings, as well as some. I'd say that you could your first building cost in half.
Well, maybe the next question to ask is which building does the town need the most?
Actually,
right
we could probably use some lodging.
As far as the residual inhabitants, if anybody's going to stay in the town, what structures are needed first priority? Oh, and my other idea was, we hired the rabbit folk a while back. Maybe we could incorporate them to come and help us build.
Yeah, that's a long-term investments that will be moving with us when we get that fortress taken care of.
Yeah.
It's in the plans.
Okay. So what do the townspeople need more than anything? A hospital, a restaurant, an inn, housing, a police department, what?
Before this town was used to cut stone from the mountain and then haul it down. So I feel like if I don't know how many crafters are left or people who knew how to do that, but if we gave them an opportunity to continue their own work and start generating revenue for the town, it'll start to build back up.
Yeah, we'll need something passive while we're out adventuring.
So if they could
but
start
also
cutting
who's better
stone,
for getting all the ore and stuff than the rabbit folk? Like, they would be great at that job.
So if we could give them the tools that were probably destroyed and also a place for them to actually process stuff, then they could at least start working again.
They could rebuild while we're away.
They could possibly build their houses out of the stone they cut and then start selling it.
Well, I also want to keep in mind as well, when we do try to fix these things in particular, I mean, for example, if we do an outpost or a fort of some sort, it takes about 100 days just to build that, and we're not going to be gone 100 days worth, unless all through some Feywilds or something.
Check this out. There are 4 houses that are still standing right now. There is half of a wall, as in perimeter wall, and there is 1 guard. That is what remains of Dirtle's Rest. So I just got a hold of, become amazing, a comprehensive building guide. That a little bit more expensive. So you want to build a cottage or a medium house. That 1,000 3 days of construction.
1,000 gold, 3 days of construction, you said?
1,000 gold, 3 days of, sorry.
Well, what if we
30
employ
days.
and what if we employ twice the amount of rabbit folk to help with the construction?
It would take them weeks to get here. by the time that we send them a letter, and they actually, it's going to take them for
Yeah, and we'll have
more.
to hire a support of some sort too to get them through the knolls.
It's long. Right now, you have come over 14 adult go.
Josh, you're cutting out pretty badly, man.
Can anybody understand him?
Damn it. No. How about now?
I heard the word 14, but that was it.
Oh, he's gone.
Oh, so right now you guys are in command of a workforce of about 14 adult goat folk.
Lesk, are any of your relatives here?
No. This was not where my old village resided. It was within these mountains, but not here.
Maybe a distant cousin?
Maybe. Though personally, I do not recognize anyone here, besides them being of goat folk belongings.
So
Oh, go ahead.
I'm now, but I should just read this aloud. Players wish to build a structure. They pay the associated construction fee and invest the proper construction time to build. Then on the following table, if this structure will be on land in the kingdom or the region, players typically buy the land to be allowed to build the government. We don't need to worry about that because you're currently a ruling council. So we'll pass over the price of land. And cost of construction includes materials and labor, and players need not be present during construction. If a character is present and contributes to labor each for the entire duration of the construction, reduce structure's total cost by a percentage equal to half the character's level rounded up. Multiple characters may work on a structure in its way to secure this benefit multiple times.
Is that a percentage
skill-
or just a flat reduction?
It is a percentage equal to half the character's level rounded up.
Okay.
Skilled and unskilled hirelings indicate how many hirelings the structure and its expansions require to function. For purposes of the chart, soldiers qualify as skilled hirelings. Hirelings must consistently pay the wages indicated in the hireling soldier's section, and failure to pay hireling wages the structure its expands to provide no benefit. After 7 days of failure to pay, hirelings will abandon their post. Now, obviously, these guys have a little more loyalty than that, but
Well, we did save your town from Murmoris. They would have all died if we hadn't come along.
And does the town have money to rebuild with, or is it literally just on us?
The town can afford a total of 500 gold.
5 what?
500.
500 gold.
Yeah, they have been saving up, to help the town, but their trade is mostly for, sustainability, and, they'll trade their stonework for supplies for the most part. It hasn't been super profitable, but, like I said, they've been saving up. So there's a chest, and it's got
some gems in it that equal about 500 gold.
Oh, I know where the lock should go.
Open it. Open the lock and show me how to do that, and we'll go ahead and.
So the 30 days is considering that you're gonna have to, or the town is gonna have to scrounge its materials, be that cutting wood or stone, scavenging what was left of the other things. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this construction time intact. It tells you how many freaking people it takes to build something. It takes one person to build a medium house for that 30 days.
Well, I definitely
If you want, go ahead.
Sorry. I was just gonna say if Dirk would definitely be helping anybody with anything. I mean, as long as he's not overly exhausted, he'll help out whenever he can, for sure.
Well, if you could give me a copy of that list, I can analyze the population and the number of houses needed and new houses, new construction versus a town hall or a museum or whatever infrastructure is needed to get this place functioning again and back to normal. And then maybe a small printing press or something like that to make flyers and announce the new town to try to attract businesses or other merchants to come in and set up shop. It's not going to be an overnight thing, but we could rather I guess to save time. If you want me to put together basically a cost of materials versus because I don't want to hold it going to the castle. I think it's important we get that and get that base established so we can go after the dragon and fulfill the contract. That this is something that we can kind of help the townspeople get back on their feet, get started in the right direction, but at the same time have oversight of it in Dirtle's honor. So that's kind of my thinking of what my original idea was. Still using.
We could put a building over that cave we found with a hot spring and start advertising that.
Yeah. Make it like a resort.
Yeah, it's Dirtle's Dip.
Dirtle's Dip.
That's great.
Dirtle's Dip with burnt eggs. Yeah.
We can have a little plaque. Here was Dirtle when he hid from the owlbears.
It smells
To
like
establish to establish an outpost, it would cost 15,000 gold pieces and 100 days. But it comes with a bonus room, which is an armory. Oh, that thing I did not mention is that these buildings that you're building have bonuses, give you bonuses for owning them, whether that be an income or other things. Let's say you built a medium house. That medium house has one room point. As a bonus, the room, when you build something in it, costs half of the listed cost. I could build, say, alchemist, or maybe chapel. Let's say graveyard. How about a garden, an escape tunnel? I have a document here. Would you guys like to have access to it? I feel like we're in the process.
You already know I would.
Could you make it a note, possibly, or
it is a fully pictured document. My friend did very well on this, and I would like to credit him because I just downloaded this and I had no idea I was doing this.
I see.
However, I am not sure who is
So
there.
basically, to summarize, we can
Oh,
ask the people here, give them the money, and maybe help them a little bit. They can start building the house. We can leave and do other things and come back, and the house would be complete. And then if we can provide them with more money, they can build
Yeah.
more houses. And as the houses are made, we can assign those houses a role and have them perform that role while we're not here.
well, but that was just an example. The houses have one room point, meaning you can have an add-on to each house that you make.
Mhm.
Well, let's say you want to make a fucking school. Well, that thing's got 6 room points.
Mm. Is there something
The
equivalent to
outpost
like
has
a
3.
factory?
So a room point equals 1 addition or upgrade.
Yes. However, some of these buildings or add-ons cost multiple room points. So, like a barracks, for instance, costs 2 room points. You couldn't put it in a small house, but you could put a couple of them in a castle. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So for something, say, the equivalent of a factory, for them to be able to process the stone and stuff like that.
Well, let's take a peek. I'm pretty sure. Let me say these out loud as I'm scrolling. I got an alchemist lab, an animal pen, a arcana study, a armory, a barrack, battle ring, a chapel, defensive walls, caravansary. Oh, it's a roadhouse for travelers.
Mm.
Dining hall, air docks, water docks, escape tunnels, garden, uh, graveyards, jails, library, lodgings, magical enchanter, market stalls, moat, poisoner's grotto, ritual circle, siege workshop, stables, tavern, theater, or room. And then, like, once you build these, it says that select rooms will entice traders to visit or take up residence at your structure, bringing commerce to your door. Whenever a room tells you to roll or choose an option on the merchant's table, do so on the table below. It's actually really inclusive. Someone did a very good job on this.
Yeah.
Speaking of, allow me to credit this work real quick. It says shop and design by /u/_singular_anyone. Visit Warlock Homebrew for more. That's warlock-homebrew.blogspot.com.
Castle, I would also include a link or just a little credit notation there as well into the bio whenever y'all do the
Yeah,
upload.
I'll add it to the
allow
sticky note.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to share this document with you guys so we can use it, because it seems like we're going to spend a substantial amount of time developing this place from what Todier has kind of indicated to me about his plans.
Yeah, it would be kind of like a side quest, a running side quest in the background with our main objective.
Yeah. We just have to keep track of how much time is passing
Right.
and how much time is on the buildings.
Yeah.
Which I'm glad to say I am hiring someone to do. I pay him an inspiration, and he's been a great player and a very good lawnmower. You know, he's a goat, so anyway.
So what is
Yeah, I
someone
always
going
wanted
to
to
keep
do
track of for?
Oh, construction times and the passage of time in the game.
Could I have a new note for that?
You absolutely can't. I will provide you with a new note for that. Indeed.
Can't wait to read this.
It'd be cool if we had one of everything and built a town bigger than Salmon's Run. We'd be platinum heirs by Christmas.
Yeah, well, it also makes you responsible for the defense of the region, though. So,
Right. Well, if we could let the tiefling train the army.
The
yeah,
army of
he.
mantis monks.
I'm not sure how well that'll work out. I'll be honest with you. His reception, even after he was introduced publicly, has been fairly negative. He looks like a devil. Like some tieflings are mostly humanoid with some devil features. He's mostly devil with some humanoid features.
But he did help us kill the Remoras and deliver the
Yeah,
town.
I'm not saying he doesn't have merit. I'm just saying that it's hard for tieflings to find respect in places that they're not common.
So we can stay at the fortress and be our general, but not a combative general, a training master.
So-
I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah. See how that
they
goes.
can become like
You
a
can give
train.
him as much authority as you want.
Really quickly, I think this should be our plan. To just get us kind of like moving. We pay for the construction of maybe like a large building. And put lodgings there because people need just places to sleep and to live. And while they work on that, we can then go to the Living Ironwood Fortress, deal with that situation, come back and continue to help with the construction and maybe set up two different points where we're renovating the Ironwood Fortress as well as Dirtle's Rest at the same time.
But we've got a time period on the dragon eggs too. So
That is also something we have to do.
Yeah, I'm not
Well-
sure if we do the dragon first, it'll give us time to get word back from the druid on if he knows anything about the vines or if it's a curse or anything. But it also is not going to guarantee that he knows anything. So
So do you want to pay for construction, dragon eggs, figure out how to get those back to Salmon's Run, then Living Ironwood Fortress?
unless we can find somebody that would know what we're dealing with, because when we're dealing with a dragon, at least we know we're dealing with a dragon. With the keep, it's still, we don't know what that is exactly.
That is very true.
I'll turn over to the thiefling and be like, "You got any ideas?"
Also, it's a wyvern egg, not a dragon egg. That's what I have written down in the notes.
Wait. For the quest?
Yeah, we have that quest.
The quest is for eggs from the dragon, the big dragon, not a
Oh.
wyvern.
No, not a wyvern. Okay, well then. Well, we have no idea where that dragon is.
Correct.
Well,
What was that
Nan-
dragon's name?
What does Nan know about him, Castle? I was talking to him, and we never finished the dragon part of that.
So most of what Nan knows about the dragon, I've already told you. He gives you the same kind of spiel, the thing that's been around forever, it seems like, and he'll sleep for an indeterminate amount of time, sometimes a decade, sometimes as many as 3. And then he wakes up, he causes a bunch of destruction and reimposes his own brand of order among the nations. He does tell you something else, though. He says that the dragon is known to us to be a hypocrite.
as he experiments with the arcane to try and cure his own affliction. He has also created many abominations and experimented on his own young, magically.
A dragon with an issue. That's great.
Yeah.
I say we just go for the eggs.
Yeah. He says the dragon has a number of hideouts throughout the mountain. It's impossible to know where he's at without following him. Or perhaps someone in the cult knows. They're being much more active these days in the mountains. So far, we haven't been targeted. What?
Does he know where the cultists are, where the camps are?
Well, thankfully, no. Because if we knew of them, then they would certainly know of us. But I've heard a tale that on the other side of on the other side of Han's tower, the peak that he resides on, they've been known to have some operations.
Does he know what they look like? Any distinguishing features that would point them out to be a follower of the dragon?
Well, they tend to wear an amulet that depicts a dragon head biting a magical rune. Some of them are beast folk. However, most of them are a race of half dragon that I mean, there's a couple different races of them. There's the ones with tails, and there's the ones with tails.
Dragonborn?
Yeah, both of them are his children. But some are more favored than others. Some are pure in blood.
Too bad we're remote. Don't know if I can find a contact up here.
Anywho.
I say we go for the. I say we get the town started, go for the eggs, and check the progress, and then get to keep. As long as we're well supplied, we should be good.
I don't know. Stealing eggs from a dragon does sound quite dangerous.
Fulfilling the contract. We agreed. We took contract. Slayer's Guild.
We try a stealthy approach, and then we might not even have to fight the dragon. We can just sneak in and out and get on out of there.
Very good at sneaking.
It'd be really good if we were invisible.
Very good at sneak. Very good at stealth. Even a distraction for just a few seconds would allow a small creature to take an egg. Doesn't take much time. Misdirection is the key. Look over here.
Do any of us know how much a dragon egg weighs?
I've got a bag of holding.
Good point.
Well, if it does come down to it, and we do end up facing the dragon, I do have a spell that allows me to converse with dragons.
You
What
do?
would you say?
I do.
What's
would
it
you say?
called?
Converse with dragons.
Crazy. Anyway, so how much money do you want to throw at this town right now?
Make it
Total-
rain.
The total amount
Can
we
we-
have.
Can we get? Is there a way for you to send us a link to that thing?
Absolutely. I copied a link and I put it in the game day banter.
Oh, and okay.
The one thing I don't
In the
have
Facebook group.
now.
Well, I
Okay.
could probably put it in Discord too.
No, I can look at it
Oh.
later. No problem. I'm not going to do anything with
I
it
see.
tonight.
It's just a link to a Google Drive
Mhm.
PDF, but that's the good stuff, my friends. It really is. Listen, I've been playing D&D for a long time, and construction has been a large issue, and a lot of it, for some weird reason, people, including me, love to do like accounting work when they play D&D. It's like, okay, it's been X amount of days, and this place rakes in an income of this much, and my workers get paid this much, so this is my net gain. Like, it doesn't sound as fun as it is when you're doing it. It's like, oh, we just went on an adventure for fucking 40 days. I know that I made this much money off of my ventures.
Mhm.
No,
Do you
to
think
value aside, you're making yourselves legends in the region.
Hmm. What's the closest city around here?
The closest city?
Or town?
Well, that would have been. Fuck. What is. Lesk, your
Town
homeland.
The closest place to Girl's Dip.
let's see.
That would have been Lesk hometown. It's on the other side of Honduig's Peak. But.
How many miles?
Yeah.
Is that?
God damn you.
Oh, sorry. I was just trying to figure out like what would the route need to be in order for them to be able to get a trade route going or something.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about that because, well, you weren't paying attention to Lesk's background. His homeland is wiped out.
Yeah.
His home city was destroyed by the cult of the dragon.
Okay, so what's the closest actual city?
Are you saying my city doesn't count?
Well, to be honest,
Well,
unless it provides revenue, then no, it doesn't count.
It is currently in ruins, so yes, I suppose it wouldn't count.
I am thinking about the town.
We are nowhere near Oaxaca or the Port of Kings.
The city, or kind of like the area that was in, I forgot how to pronounce this. It's like Folmen. I don't know how to pronounce this. I'll just copy and paste it into. That's what the area
that's
was
okay.
called. Yeah.
However, so to the north of you, there is a trading and redistribution type of place that gets a lot of caravans that go through, as well as like river traffic for the spread of goods. It would even ship down to like Salmon's Run and the capital. You know what I mean? However, I haven't made up a name for it yet, but that's a good 45 miles to the north, and where the caravan normally travels from and to.
It's quite a distance.
Yeah, it's a little on the nose to call it Crossroads. Maybe town, even that. No, that's way on the nose too. I just suck at coming up with names on the fly.
You're 100% fine.
You say that, but we're recording this.
We'll look back at
But
this.
I'm going to go ahead and mark on the world map the current location of Dirtle's Rest.
Well, the way I came up with the names for my character, originally from Kingsport, so I just changed that to the Port of Kings. And then Oaxaca was the lower southwest region of the Lynxus rufus, the bobcats in Mexico. So that's where those two names came up, and I just threw them in the Beastlands. Those are actual places, but I just threw it in there.
For sure. We're going to have to make it that canon somewhere along the coast, I suppose.
The way I came up with the name of my homeland was I looked up old
Norse.
yeah, Old Norse, and basically the rough translation is many gods because of the many little shrines dotted throughout the area towards the Norse mythology.
Of course, I should probably change my name to a Ascites since I don't have any at the moment. And hopefully I won't have any for a while, but I got rid of my Ascites. Yay! But I guess I'll keep the name for the character.
Yeah, you already made him.
Although technically Ascites is toxic fluid, so it really doesn't fit a bobcat.
That's fair.
I got Dirk from a blade. A name of a blade, anyway. I figured that fit the character.
I don't know if I want to know where Dirtle came from.
It's just he chose it because it rhymed with Dirk.
Dirtle. Yeah, that rhymes. Okay. I see the connection. Yeah.
So I have now Dirtle's Rest on the map.
Yay. Dirtle is now lore.
Just one more thought. Do you think it would be cool to put the Remora skulls on a pike at the edge of town, or have a statue built with us behind them shooting them in the face with a arrow or something, or just kind of leave that for the museum?
I would.
Well, you could always do like commissioned artwork.
Put Dirtle with a cape
Although
in the mouth of
this
a
is getting ahead of ourselves,
Okay.
as most of the people left in this town is just, skilled labor in the art of stonemasonry and unskilled labor in other areas. So they can do like statue work, and there's one guy who's really good. It's said that he's got a magical chisel that allows him to do very good statue work or sculpting.
Ooh.
So, what I thought of after looking over the document
Yeah.
we could ask them to make maybe multiple cottages or medium houses. One with, say, a modified smithy's like the closest thing to what you'd need to do, stoneworking.
Yeah.
And then others with lodges for the time being.
Is anybody good with farm work?
And then
Did you say fireworks?
Farm work?
Like
Farm
farm?
work?
I don't think we can start a farm in the middle of the winter. Wait. Are we past the snow line? Like, does this always stay snow, Castle? Or is there a summer here?
Where you're at right now, there is a summer.
Okay.
But there are parts of the world that are permanently affected by magic in such a way that the climate is not right. You'll find a glacier in the middle of a desert, for instance. So you could literally walk out of a jungle into a blizzard. And this happens sometimes in Arsena. They have strange weather that just happens.
You sure it's not East Tennessee?
Okay, well, then we should plan an area for there to be farmland when spring comes.
What is the actual dimensions of the town? I mean, how big are we looking? Like 10 acres, 20 acres, 100 acres?
yeah, I guess before we leave, we need to figure out how many buildings we'd like to try and construct or plan for.
Yeah, that's pretty much what the focus.
So
So like there's a farm, right? Or well, there's an animal pen. Let's see. So like if you want to raise pigs, for instance, may also be built as a monster cage, griffin roost, dragon trap, kennels, aviary, or rookery. Wow, crazy.
dragon trap.
Yeah, right.
Oh, no, Avery?
Anyway, no, this document gets crazier the more I look at it. It's awesome. So, like the armory, for instance, does not say that it can be built as something else, but like you can rebuild the Arcanist study as like a mirror maze or chapel as a shrine or a lodge.
I just want to say I didn't realize all this existed. I didn't know it was going to create a. This is like a whole new world within D&D, something I'm not familiar with. And I've been playing.
Yeah, I have a tendency to do this kind of thing, I guess.
Mm-hmm. How much gold are we willing to spend on this?
That's what I can that. So you can build a garden as a greenhouse and grow in places this. Part of the construction time will be getting the glass.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
I only have about 2,000, so.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give 3,000.
I think I've got 5,500.
So are we thinking we want maybe 3 total buildings to go up right now? A guild hall so that they can continue cutting stone and maybe help with the construction and getting materials of other places and make money.
Right.
Somewhere for them to live, and a garden for them to start making food.
Well,
Should
I
we
mean,
should we provide the funds for those 3 initial buildings?
Well,
Maybe,
well,
maybe when the thaw comes for the garden, but I don't think it would be very productive right now. It'd just be wasted space.
how about an inn instead? That way everybody's got enough lodging.
And any hirelings or anybody that comes to settle, because once we set the decree out that it's open for business for people to come and live peacefully and I don't know, maybe turn into a little resort town. I mean,
Well, how about this? Say for the people who do live here, we say that they can have a room for free, as long as, of course, they do some work and things like that. Not strenuous work, but you know. So the people who already are here, they live in the inn for free, and anybody that happens to come across, we'll charge them gold.
Yeah, so I'm thinking like in the strongholds, we do the structure that is a guild hall, a college or cottage or a medium house, and then is that it?
I was gonna do an inn. That way,
Well,
everybody's got a.
the cottage can house the inn because it has a room point. So yeah, you do
It's like
the way the system
you
works.
do the
Is you
cottage alone for 2,500, but
Mhm.
you can add on the extra room, making it an inn for no cost. So yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Tage. You had actually
Yeah.
a pretty good.
Okay, sorry, I wasn't understanding cottage and being the same
Yeah,
thing.
no, I realized that right then.
Okay, that explains it. Then I guess just those two things in particular, really. And Dirk would help out with some building parts and maybe hunt a little bit for food.
Yeah. See the goats, the wheatgrass going, but you for yourself and the other carnivores in your group. Just have the meat on hand for dollars.
I didn't hear any of that.
So we're looking at for the price of all of that would be 7,500 for the 2 buildings. An additional 2,500 for the extra rooms. So
with the numbers everybody said, we had 11,000, including the 500 from the town. Because 2,000 for me, 3,000 for someone else, 5,500 from
I've got 5,500.
CITES, and then 500 from the town. It's 11,000.
I can also pitch in. So we have enough to cover the that cost of doing. I'll write this down now. College medium house. Oh no, I can't copy and paste. Oh.
So if you're doing the cat tavern, that's going to be half cost if you put it on the house.
I think we
So-
should do the lodgings instead of the tavern. The specific
think
thing
so?
that says. Well, I mean, we don't have that many people that we need to provide houses for, I suppose. The lodgings say they can. This room may hold and house an additional 50 non-soldier hirelings or persons of any combination.
Correct. Yeah, that's like a fucking hostel, as
Mhm.
opposed to a tavern where travelers go. So you may be right on the lodging if you're trying to get more people to live here.
And also, just so we don't have to worry about people not having anywhere to be. How many people are still here? Like you said, 14?
14 adult. There's
14.
still a number of children.
Yeah, so I don't know if the tavern building would be able to provide space for them all to live.
You got a good point. But still, math, because that's the bonus of building a house is the room cost.
Yeah, we could still build another cottage. I mean,
Same thing.
dude, what we need to do is get something started where it's functional, self-sufficient.
Yeah.
The buildings to get that going, and then we'll just add on as it goes.
Yes.
Loving this PDF right now.
So right now, with those two buildings and the two add-ons, we're looking at 12,500 gold. So the cottage, which will be holding the lodge, that's all it can hold. Oh, but that is 1.5 the room cost. Never mind. So the lodgings would actually cost less.
1,250 for the lodgings. That's of course on top of the cost of the house, which is 2,500. So a total of 3,750 for the hostel.
The hostel, yeah. And that'll be all the hostel can hold. But the guild hall, if we're just putting the smithy in for now, so that they can continue working on collecting stone and continuing their trade to generate income.
Yeah, the guild hall has 2 room points, but it also comes with a bonus dining hall.
Mm-hmm. So it'll have 1 extra room point, which we can put something in there. I don't know if we want to do that now or decide later.
Ooh, I just had an idea.
We could put the tavern in there. I don't know.
So you wanted to put what in the guild hall though?
A smithy, because there isn't something like a workshop specifically. Because the place where they would process the stone has been destroyed, right? Along with all the other houses.
Negative.
No.
The place where they would process the stone is called a quarry, and it's basically a big fucking hole that they carve into the side of the mountain.
I guess that is true. So they don't need help with that then?
Exactly like a quarry.
I see. Well, then we don't have to do the smithy. I don't know what else we would want to put into the guild hall.
Oh, hey, I got an idea.
What?
How about we start a ranger school, and then we train those guys to be rangers, and then they take on commission jobs. We get a split of the profits, and that might provide income for the town as well. You know, ranger escorts.
Or make them part of the town defenses.
Well, that too.
Well, I will tell you guys I'm planning on trying to get some of the Mantis monks to move to the keep as well. So we're going to have the more I mean, but also look at the map where the hivelands are starting, because we know about that. That was circled on our map in game. we know that the Hivelands are moving towards where we are. So the more battle-ready people we can get,
Oh,
to move
yeah.
here, the better.
I guess you're right, because once we take over the fortress, no telling how much more room we're gonna have with that.
Well, I could actually tell you.
Or you can do that, sure.
Let's see. Well, it says document what a looks like, right?
It's loading.
To rule over a fiefdom or barony, this structure is equipped with heavy stone walls, turrets, and spires. Except this isn't. There is a the matter as well as private up to 50 distinguished guests. The structure may also house up to 450 servants or men at arms and comfortable occasional living space. This structure comes with 3 rooms that give room points or gold. And yeah, so much.
And how far away is the fortress from here?
2 days on foot.
So, according to this guide, that the fortress would be a palace or large castle, the equivalent of.
Uh,
Is that what we were getting at?
hold on.
Or small castle.
Yeah, it would be a small castle.
Keep or small castle. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
You
honestly,
know,
I think getting the fortress first might be our best plot or best course of action, because that'll provide permanent lodging for a whole bunch of folk.
Yeah, we can just move. The
Yeah,
town
not
folk
only that,
right there.
there is that. Yes, the only thing you really be missing out on is the quarry.
Which we can dig another one.
You
Yeah, could
No.
just start up another one?
absolutely can. Now, check this out. That, according to this chart, your target fortress, which has 6 goddamn.
You're speaking in 8-bit. What was that?
He's saying the keep or small castle has 6 room points.
So
Don't
we
worry.
have way more lodging that we could supply into that as well.
Don't worry, I speak lag.
Yeah, for sure. I feel that. Thank you, Lesk. I know the quality of our videos suffer every time I go through one of these, but at least you can understand me. Yeah, 6 goddamn rooms. Not gonna lie, everything can just this keep.
So yeah, maybe we just
Yeah.
to be honest, the village is kind of in tatters already. We could, let's just probably start up a better village around the keep.
Yeah.
So
let's not build the buildings. Let's. Is there at least buildings enough for these people to stay in while we go conquer the keep?
but still, this is where Dirtle
Yeah.
died.
We can set something special up for Dirtle.
There's got to be a tavern.
Once we can set up like a little along the way little town entering our area, our lands.
We'll have a super small tavern, but with a way too big of a deer statue in it, with him riding it.
Kind of like the that one place, the manor that we passed by, that we took the teleport gate. We can set one of our own up right there.
Okay, that
I
would
mean,
work.
yeah. So to be clear here, the distance between
That was
like
incomprehensible. Can you repeat that?
God damn it. God damn it. The distance that we're talking here between the village and the town is like the difference between Spokane and downtown Spokane.
Spokane and downtown. Okay, that's quite far.
It is on foot, walking through, mountainous terrain without roads. But realistically, we're only talking about like miles.
Mm-hmm.
2 miles on foot is not that bad, even in mountainous terrain, unless you're going up a cliff or something. But
Can
I mean,
I
that
summon mount? How many people can it hold? Could it
You,
hold Ascites and Dirk because they're smaller?
yes.
Yes.
I got
You,
my dead horse leg. I'm good. I'll ride that.
Do we still have our horses?
No, they stayed when we teleported.
I
Yeah,
have a
they're-
leg of a horse.
You have a leg of a horse. All right.
but a medium creature and a small creature can double ride, or two small creatures.
2 miles is only
So-
like 20 minutes walking.
But it's through rough mountainous terrain.
Not very long, but it's not. I didn't say 2 miles. Like 5 to 10.
What we can do is I can do the summon mount, and we can move at a fast pace. And as people get tired, we can have them swap on the mount and off the mount. How long does it last?
The summon out.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
It'd be excellent if it was semi-permanent.
that would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, if it can't be long, though, I would say maybe go to a normal pace after we lose the mount, just in case.
Just kind of swap between fast pace, normal pace,
Yeah.
as we can summon the mount. Mm-hmm. That would definitely speed us up a little bit.
And I know with our most perceptive character being out of play,
Him traveling at fast pace for the entire time is kind of scary.
yeah.
Well, we need to get there.
That works for 8 hours, according to the item card.
That's not bad.
Not bad at all.
If it's 5 to 10 miles, we could definitely be there in 8 hours.
Correct. Yeah. It's
So if
it's
we-
less than a day's ride, even in the terrain.
So if we travel at fast pace while taking turns riding on the mount as we get tired throughout the 8 hours, and then normal fast pace once the mount is used up, do you think we could get there in the day?
Well, two of you.
Hmm. I say we just go normal pace then. Take turns every 2 hours.
But the two on the mount will be outrunning everybody else.
Well, no, we just move at a normal pace, and just to keep up our strength, every 2 hours we just switch.
So we don't have to be
Oh.
walking the entire way.
Oh,
Exactly.
gotcha. Just use it as kind of like a resting
Mhm.
thing.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying, like fast pace. In case we have to, and somebody gets exhaustion, then they can sit up on the mount for a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. Then, I mean, if you're at a forced march like that, then you would probably be able to get there within a day and a half or less.
Well, we could do that then.
Yeah. But locals never go there. There's not like a super established path or road. I mean, there is an old path, but there's not like a protected road.
Mhm.
Anything directly going there.
We'll definitely have to set up some markers.
Yeah, for sure.
We can do
But
that.
what I was getting at was once you get back from there, you can set up the construction of a road and garrison troops and such.
Right.
And don't forget, we got the tiefling with us, so that's
Yeah.
what he was hired to do.
That's kind of why I also suggested maybe making a ranger's outpost as well, because not only would they give safe passage to the castle and the fortress, I mean, that's basically
Well,
income,
if
right?
you want a ranger outpost, that'll be 15 grand.
Oh, well, touche.
Maybe the Living Ironwood Fortress has 15 grand stored within it. Who knows? Let's
Oh,
get there.
yeah.
First.
We literally don't know what's in there. No kidding.
Let's get there first and find out.
I can't wait to find out myself.
Honestly, guys, I didn't mean to create this chaos. I just made a suggestion about renaming the town. I didn't know it was going to go like this.
Oh no, I
It
like
wasn't
it.
just-
It's fun.
It wasn't
Yeah.
just you. After not last session, but the session before, Todier started texting me about writing letter outside of game, which I'm so proud of, by the way. About writing letters to his monastery and recruiting some of the monks out of the war zone that is his homeland to come out here in the mountains and live a simple life and start his own monastery.
Essentially, I'm
And then this town
inviting
thing.
my brothers to get away from my warring sisters, and I was going to use them as I was asking for permission to use them as my little assassin fighting force.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure everybody here SimCity at one point or another.
Yeah. So my vision of how the Mantis Folk Society works is there is a good 300 to 400 acres that is this giant bamboo forest that is your homeland, or his homeland, I should say. And every generation, the females that were born fight and war until there's only a few of them left. And then they stake out their little familial ends, I guess you would say, to where they're the matriarch and the only female. And all the males are treated as disposable tools and portable food and weapons of war. And when those females grow old and get ready to die, they will choose a mate, have a supreme shit ton of babies, start anew. So right now they're in the cycle where all of these babies grow up and the females will start fighting to the death and recruiting the males to fight for them. And it's just a war zone over there. That makes sense to everybody?
You know, what if we started a school like one for thieves, or one for rogues, one for rangers, one for clerics, and one for monks?
So if you want a large school or college,
Something like that, like a university type thing.
it'll be 50,000 grand or 50,000.
I mean, I'm
Want
just
the
thinking of
X-Men
the
school,
idea.
Castle. We want the X-Men school.
100,000 gold pieces.
Or maybe the Remores School of Slaying, how to kill a Remores.
Just the
Yeah, it's a working title. It's a working title. We've got time before we have enough funds to start building the sucker. All right, so we got time to figure out what we're going to call it. But yeah,
I
I'm
know
on
what
board
we call
with
the
all this.
school. I know what to call the school.
What?
The Player's Handbook.
Oh my God, yes. Hate the player, hate the game. That is too
Let's go
good.
find this. Let's go find this keep and set up shop and do business.
All right,
Alright.
so we're going to eschew the construction for now until we find out what resources we're working with in the region. Very well. So you leave the workers and citizens of
Dirtle's rest to their recovery, and you start back on the road.
Before Dirk leaves, he just pats the hat on his brother's grave and then just walks on.
All right. It's worth noting that at the head of the grave now stands a larger-than-life, in almost perfect detail, statue of Dirtle, the Ranger. Or, I wish I had a better title for him. Ranger the Possum. I mean, Dirtle the Possum.
You can just say Dirtle the Goblin.
Oh, duh. Dirtle the Goblin. It even says that on the plaque. Yeah. Well, cool. I'm sorry that we didn't get a whole ton done tonight, guys, but we are pretty much done.
Alrighty. Well, it was a good plan session on what we're gonna do next.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not to mention the introduction of a new document is always an interesting time.
Mm-hmm.
Like when we're figuring out Hammond's handbook. Anyway.
We started using that in another campaign.
Oh, good. What's up, Toby?
Did we want to add that other player, or what do you think? He's interested. He wanted to talk to you today. He thought you'd be coming over.
I am inclined to say yes.
Somebody could take on the role of a tiefling.
I'm always down for playing with new people.
Do you vouch for him? Do you think he's going to make a good fit?
As long as I can keep him on task, that's my big concern.
Yeah.
That he's going to ramble.
Alex is a cool enough guy.
Yeah,
I have my own problems with going off on tangents. I can't have everybody doing that.
Yeah, exactly. That's literally my only concern. And you've already talked to him about it. I talked to him about it. I'm pretty sure it won't be a problem.
Yeah. We'll have to make him a character.
Yeah. I also, if we're gonna do it, I wanted to do an interview between you two, just to introduce him, and have him ask you a bunch of questions about your homebrew. So I figured that'd be
for sure. Yeah.
Recording event. And like you guys even making the character would be a pretty good recording if you want to come over here and sit in front of the webcams and everything. I mean, I got the cameras all set up for whatever we want to do.
Yeah. It depends on what he wants to make. Because, like, for instance, Chris's character, the Mothman.
Yeah.
He was a character in disguise the whole game. That's why I like to do one-on-ones with all the characters. And the only ones I didn't get to do that with were Dirk and Dirtle.
Yeah. Okay.
So
he said something about an owl, but that's about all I've gotten so far. I haven't really talked to him about it.
owls are cool. Owls sound nice.
Yeah, he wants to be an owl caster of sort.
Oh.
Here we go again. I'm just kidding. That sounds great. He wants to be like a sorcerer or a wizard. I think he wants to be a sorcerer.
I want him to be arcane, but I don't. Whatever. Just
sorcerers
with arcane.
Yeah, sorcerers and wizards are both arcane, and that is an area that our group is sorely lacking. It's true. Like Dirk and Dirtle both were using nature magic at low levels. And then of course Lesk is a Korean cleric. So, but yeah, we haven't had arcane in a hot minute.
I'm gonna ask for this piece of meta from you. If
What's
we
up?
had an arcane user and we went to the fortress, Could they tell us what the fuck is up with the vines? Or is that, like, I just want to know, is that something they can do, or is that, like, strictly druids?
Yeah, it's nature magic. So, I mean, you do have Dirk. He is a ranger. That's like, they're students of nature, and nature magic included. He should be
Right.
able to tell you something about it after being able to look at it. That's kind of the perk of being a ranger.
Okay.
A druid would obviously be the best, but yeah, rangers are passable in the same field.
Okay.
I'm a little bit of everything.
I'm gonna have to do a little bit of reading on the difference in the magic community of it, because that's the part I have no comprehension of, is the whole magic systems between all the different systems of...
Most of them work around the same. So, like, the sorcerer has spell slots just like a cleric would, but instead of swapping out his spells, he chooses his spells when he levels up, and they stay the same.
Oh.
So he has access to essentially less total number of spells, but can cast them way more amount of times.
Yeah. Okay.
And then, like, there's other more specific things that, like, meta magic and crazy stuff that you can do as a sorcerer. But yeah, there's one called Twin Spell. You can spend a freaking sorcery point and fire a spell twice instead of once if it's a single target enemy. So, like, I don't know, a chromatic orb. You could just be like, I want to shoot 2 chromatic orbs instead of 1 with one spell
Also,
slot.
The various different subclasses of sorcerer are so much fun. I've always wanted
yeah.
to do a wild magic sorcerer. I just haven't. It's just been like, but I want to do this concept too.
Yeah.
I don't have a character design.
Well, that was Ethan.
for that.
That was Ethan's character last time.
It was, and it was very fun.
Yeah, his wild magic
Actually.
bat folk was very fun. In fact, who's back to the prime material plane? Not that any of you know Schlegel, but guess who's back? Back again.
Return.
If that's the
Yeah.
end of the session, I'm gonna get off.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
So
We're just wrapping up banter.
We're ending off with us leaving town, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Leaving town at a forced march. Cool. All right.
Okay.
Yep.
See you guys next Tuesday.
Have a
Yep,
good
yep.
week, everybody.
See you guys.
Calling
Follow us on all major social media, Discord, Twitch, and as always, thank you for joining us. We'll see you Monday at 4.